We are back at it again. What is up, family? I hope all is well. Today, we are going to talk about finding the motivation to work out, especially during this pandemic. Family, I get it. It is tough. Gyms are closed down. You gotta wear masks while running. You don't know if you're feeling comfortable, if you're feeling safe, sweating all on your face with the mask on. It's just not a good look. It's not a good look at all. How do we overcome these obstacles when it feels like there's no ending in sight? How do we find the motivation to keep on moving, to keep on working? This is what we're going to talk about today. By the end of this video, you'll have a clear understanding of some key techniques you can use to build up that fuel to get through this tough time, to get through this pandemic, and find the motivation to work out, to put that work in, so that we can come out on the other side of this with a beach body, right? Because that's what we all want. We want a beach body. How do you find that motivation? Stay tuned. We're going to figure that out together. Now, if you want to tap into some more life hacks to truly help you discover your greatness and create the life of your dreams and tap into that infinite power, that infinite wisdom, and that infinite potential that exists within you, subscribe to my channel and hit the bell to be notified once I post a video every single week. So I'm not gonna lie, this quarantine threw my fitness routine way off. I mean, way off. Like, before quarantine, I was a pretty heavy workout guy. I went to the gym 5 times a week, ran about 6 times a week, jogging. I mean, that was a way of life for me. And once this pandemic happened and quarantine and staying in the house, all the uncertainty, the change in routine really threw me off. And the standards that I had set for myself, I started to fall under them, started to judge myself, started to eat more, started to stay in bed a little longer, started to skip workouts. And next thing I know, things happen. Started to gain a little belly, And I know I'm not the only one that experienced this. We all are going through this tough time together, but it's tough. I want to let you know that you're not alone. Now, what we're going to talk about is some ways that you can fuel the fire again and get that motivation to stay consistent, even when we don't really know what the end looks like. We don't even know what this new world is going to look like. It's not going to be the same, but we have to stay energized. We have to keep our vitality. We have to keep our energy high and stay nutritious, stay healthy, because we already understand the benefits of that. And we do that through working out. So how do we find the motivation to continue to push forward? One of the first things we can do is get leverage. Why must we make this change? Why must we get up and work out? Why must we put the work in? Why must? That is the question you have to ask yourself. Once you ask yourself that question, you start to develop the resources that are already within you, that are already within your mind. And you start to come up with an answer. One of the things Tony Robbins talks about all the time is that one of our deepest human desires is to move towards pleasure and move away from pain. This is a perfect starting point when it comes to finding leverage. Start to develop ideas and start to develop scenarios of what pleasure you're going to move towards in the future if you start to develop this workout routine. What pleasure? Maybe that pleasure is finding a mate. Maybe you've been a little bit, lonely during this quarantine. You want to move towards that pleasure. We'll start to develop the idea in your head of what it looks like at the end of the day, after you've gone through the process. Maybe that pleasure is winning a weightlifting competition and making money for your child. Whatever it is, we all have different pleasurable things that we experience. Maybe it's getting 1,000 likes on Instagram, because you can find leverage by finding an accountability partner and telling them the specific goal that you want to achieve. And that leverage of not wanting to let that person down can be enough to fuel you to get up and go. All right, so there are a bunch of different ways you can find leverage. We're not going to go through all the ways because they're infinite. And it all depends on your life and all depends on what you want. All right, so the first thing we need to do is get leverage. Another key technique, the second thing we're going to talk about, is prime your environment for success. Now, what does that mean? How can we make it as easy as possible to do the activity that we may not like doing? One of the laws that us humans live by is the law of least effort. We're lazy deep in our spirit. And when things are very easy for us, we tend to do it more. When things take a little bit of time, take a little bit more energy, it's easy for us to say no to it. I used this technique when I was preparing for a marathon. I used to hate jogging. But one of the ways I got into the rhythm of jogging was to, before I went to bed at night, I would prime the environment for success. So I would make sure, one, I would set an alarm on my clock for like 4:44 in the morning. I like the number 444. I would set the alarm for 4:44 in the morning. I would put my phone in the other room. I would put my workout clothes right next to the phone. So I would wake up, go to my phone, and my clothes are right there ready for me. I would put the clothes on, and then I would put my workout snack, my energy snack, right by the door. So I would go, put my clothes on, go right to the door, and be ready to work out. I didn't need to think about it because the environment was already set for me. A lot of times, if we don't have it like that, we wake up and you got time to look at your phone. You start to think of all the different reasons why you can't work out, why you shouldn't work out, why it makes so much more sense to just get a little bit more sleep. Why it makes so much more sense to not work out. It's funny how we can come up with 1,037 different reasons of why we shouldn't work out and have trouble thinking of just one. Well, one of the things that priming our environment does, we eliminate the whole mental battle. We just get up and we go, right? Now, maybe you're not a morning workout person. You can prime your environment in so many different ways. So the third thing that we can do to truly boost our motivation is to emotionally charge up our exercises. Emotionally charge up our exercises. So emotions are energy in motion. So we can use elevated emotions to truly charge us up with energy that we can then use in our exercises, which will make it easier. It'll make it more fun. It'll make it more exciting. So ask yourself, what are some people, places, things that truly bring me joy? The thought of it, the experience of it that truly brings me joy. And you want to bring that intent. You want to exercise with intention, with those emotions handy, with those emotional cues handy. So one of the things I did when I was, like I said, preparing for a marathon was to start to visualize how much power I had in every step. So I would tell myself that every single step that I take means more power generated for my future child. And I would think of my future child in every single step. I would also do things like say every person that I run by, I am healing. My energy in itself is healing. And I would feel myself, I would imagine that the road that I'm running on is literally changing colors. If you've ever seen one of those commercials, I can't think of exactly what commercial it is, but imagine just a black and white environment and someone moving through the environment, and everywhere they go, they create color. I would literally imagine that, like me running through the environment is bringing healing to the environment. And that healing, that service mentality that I had was actually an emotional boost for me to enjoy working out. I would think about this even when I was getting ready to work out, as I'm about to change the world with this run. I'm about to heal my future newborn child with this run. Our minds are so incredibly powerful. And what we put our mind to, we can do. We can generate emotions and generate energy in ourselves by using our mind. We can create excitement in any activity by using our mind. It's incredibly powerful. And so we can use that, and we can use it with excitement. We can use that to find that motivation to keep things moving. Emotionally charge the exercise. Make it more than just sweating and working out. Put some intent behind it and trust the power that you have within to do it. The fourth thing that we can do to create that motivation during this pandemic to work out is connect with our ultimate self. The vision that we have of ourselves, we need to first create that vision, and we need to connect with it. When I say our ultimate self, I'm saying years down the line, who do we want to be? We need to connect with that energetically, emotionally, by tapping into the vision of it. Visualize who we want to be and connect with it. And give that version of yourself, I call it the ultimate self. Give that version of yourself a name. Preferably a name that creates some excitement, a superhero name. I'll tell you the name that I create for that version of myself when I think of that incredibly fit, flexible, energetic force that has vitality and is just Hulk status. I call him Mighty King. That is what my name means in Swahili. Jelani means mighty, Malik means king. So that superhero name I give it is Mighty King. Whenever I tap into that Mighty King energy, I'm able to move further. I'm able to bring some excitement with me when I get up in the morning because I know who I'm becoming. And it's all because I've already connected visually, mind, body, and spirit. I've already connected with that version of myself. So visualize your ultimate self and connect with it. I mean, fully connect with it. If you don't feel it inside of you, you haven't connected deep enough yet. Fully connect with that version of yourself. Give it a name, give it an identity. Wear that superhero cape and go for it. This will truly help you to find that motivation. So what I want you all to do right now is to comment below your superhero name. Don't be shy. Don't be shy. Come up with a superhero name that best defines your greatest version and write it below and start to encourage others in the comments to become that superhero. We're going to create a whole superhero community. By the end of the lifespan of this channel, we're going to create a school of X-Men, a school of geniuses, a school of superheroes. We are X-Men, so we got to connect with that X-Men version of ourselves. And that is going to excite us. That's what's going to bring some emotion into what we do. It's going to create some intent into what we do. It's super powerful and super impactful. We are the X-Men. Tap into it. The final thing that we can do to tap into that fuel, to put some fire in our butt, to get up and work out, to be motivated, even through this pandemic. This is a technique that I use that truly helped me out. Track your wins and losses. Create a tally. And it sounds simple. A W and an L. If I work out today when I'm supposed to, check on the W side. If I don't, L. And that, if you are a competitive person, that will drive you sick. If you have more L's than you do wins. Put that tally somewhere where you can see it every single day. Walk by it. Actually, put it somewhere where your family can see it. If you live with somebody else, show them your wins and tallies. Say, this is my workout wins. This is my workout losses. And use that as fuel. That's another way to gain leverage. This can actually go into the leverage section. That wins and losses thing, that was so big for me to go ahead and see all those win marks in 1L or 2L. When you see that, it immediately fuels you. And another thing that it does is it's a measuring tool. They say in business all the time that you can't, and I'm gonna mess this up now that I'm on video, something about measuring. You can't measure what you don't. Y'all can leave in the comment what I'm missing out here. But pretty much, if you don't measure it, it's hard to see the progress that has happened. And so when you see all those wins, even when you're feeling down on yourself, you can say, I've been winning. I've been winning. And all you need to do is show up. You don't need to, if you say you're going to run 5 miles and you only run 1 because you're feeling terrible because you drank wine all the night before and watched Netflix, that's okay. You showed up. We're talking about finding the motivation to get moving and to make it a consistent thing and to get in the habit of it. So don't be upset if you don't go through the whole workout. Master the art of showing up. Create a tally, wins, losses, and compete with that version of yourself that's telling you no. Become the voice that says, I am working out. That means you have to fully tap into that superhero version of yourself. Tap into it and make a decision and make a move. Find the motivation to do it by connecting with all the leverage points that you have around you. And when you do that, you will be happy with yourself. And it will get easier the more you get into the flow of it, right? When we build that routine, when we build that momentum, it gets easier and easier and easier. I remember when I was growing up as a young football player, and in high school, we would do these workouts where our strength coach would get his big old pickup truck and he would sit in it, put it on neutral, and we would have a group of 3 or so. And we would have to get behind that truck and push it as a workout. And it was always tough to get the truck going. Those first couple steps, it felt like it did not want to move. And we would just push and push and push and it wouldn't move. But guess what? Once that thing started moving, it got easier. The momentum carried it. And that is a law of the universe. That is a universal law. That law of momentum is a very, very powerful law that you can tap into. It's going to be tough getting started. You work out one day, the next day you're going to get sore. Those next couple of days you're going to get sore. You're not going to run as long as you want to. You're not going to lift as many weights as you want to. You're not going to jump as high as you want to. But it gets easier when you keep the momentum going. Keep the routine going. Just like the wheels on a car. Get the momentum going and all of a sudden it becomes easier for you. But first, we got to take the first step. And we got to find the motivation to do so. And so these techniques should be enough to get you going during this pandemic. But if you still feel you need support and you still feel like you need to really tap into your inner world, what I've done is I have left a free meditation guide in the description below. It's called Finding Your Zen. And what it is a really great tool for you to tap into. If you've never meditated before, if you have meditated before and just need a little bit of extra support, it's a great way to help you get involved with your inner world, with your inner understanding, so that you can fall in love with yourself. I mean, from the inside out. And it'll really help you continue to find that motivation. When you tap into that ultimate version of yourself, it takes you having to find that awareness within, empower yourself from within so that you can make changes in your life without. You can make changes in your external world once you power yourself from the internal world. And the first way we do that is by creating awareness, by tapping into our inner world. So you can find the link in the description below. It is a free guide, free to you and free to use. And with that being said, thank you guys for watching. Here are some other videos that you can check out to truly help you discover your greatness and fully tap into your infinite power, your infinite wisdom, your infinite potential that exists within you so that you can create the life of your dreams. Make sure you hit that like button and subscribe. And if this video resonated with you, share with someone you love who may need it and give them a nice little gift. I'll talk to y'all soon. Love you all. Peace.